Welcome to this epic disaster podcast. We're kind of in a hobbly mode. Hobbling around.
I'm ill.
On one leg. We're hobbling around on one host.
The other host is broken.
Yeah, we are a little bit late. I'll edit that out.
Pardon me.
We're a little bit late because you've had like the creeping death for a week now.
I've been in bed for 5 days.
And we haven't been able to actually record the podcast. So we thought we were going to do it last night. And you said, no, can't do it last night.
Couldn't.
So we had to do it tonight. And so the podcast usually comes out Monday morning. Here it is Monday.
I had to go to work today.
And we are recording late. So you're not perfectly whole.
Not
perfectly well.
Better than I was.
But you have some juice over there.
I've got some mommy juice.
We're not going to do a live beer review today, and there's a reason why. Because number one, you weren't really in a mood to do beer, and you needed sort of a toddy.
So I made myself a sort of a toddy.
You did. I saw you do it.
I made some spiced rum.
Yes.
A little bit of Fireball in there. Mm-hmm. A little bit of lime juice. Some turmeric and ginger.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff. And
really yummy.
And so I was like, I don't want you to drink alone. So I decided I was going to make coffee and pour a lot of scotch in there. Mm-hmm. That would be awesome. So I did. I got my mug and I poured in a good couple ounces of scotch. Mm-hmm. And
turns out you poured it into mine.
I accidentally poured it into yours.
So now my lovely toddy is also full of scotch.
It's got scotch in it.
So
as potent as it was before,
it's even more so now.
You're going to have trouble driving home.
No, I don't think so.
Well, I went ahead and I mixed up some coffee and put some scotch in it, so we both have scotch. We both have a drink with scotch in it. You just happen to have a toddy with scotch in it.
A toddy you have coffee with scotch in it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay. So yeah.
That's the way things are. I'm sorry we had to actually do the podcast without you. I mean, with you. It's too bad we couldn't have done it without you. Here it comes. It's too bad we couldn't have done it without you, but
I get it. We can't really do things without me.
Well, I mean, it's not really, I could do the podcast alone. We could get a special guest.
Sure.
I don't know who would be the special guest.
I don't know.
We can't even get regular guests on the show. I don't know how we get a special guest.
They don't like us.
I think we need to, we just got to be a podcast for a while before we can actually get guests. And pretty soon there'll be people wanting to be on the show.
Wouldn't that be great?
That'll be in another couple of years. But right now, no one wants to be on the show. And I kind of think few people even want to listen to it.
I don't think anybody is listening. I'll be honest with you.
And that's the great thing is we can just do whatever we want.
Do whatever the fuck we want.
It doesn't
Nobody's
matter.
listening.
No one listens.
So fuck it.
And we just do whatever we want.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So here's what happened this week.
Okay, tell me.
So
because I was in bed all week.
You were in bed all week. So I would say maybe Tuesday.
Okay.
I was also in bed. This was early in the morning Tuesday. And No. I back up. It's Thursday. I was in bed Thursday, and I was just thinking what we're going to do this week on the show.
Sure.
Just running some things through in my head. And then I started thinking, because I've been doing this thing every week where I release like a little blurb from the show.
Right.
And I thought, I didn't release the blurb from the show this week.
Oh.
I should have done that.
Interesting.
And then I kind of thought,
wait a minute.
I don't really remember even releasing the show.
That's because you didn't.
And I just started, the more I thought about it, the more I could not remember. I remember Monday, because see, here's the thing. Sometimes on Sunday, I will release, this is something we don't tell everybody.
Right.
Subscribers know. If you subscribe to the show, you know this. But sometimes on Sunday at night, I will release the podcast early.
Right.
So people can get it a little bit early.
And so you don't forget on Monday.
Yeah, and people who don't subscribe, they don't know this.
No.
So they just get it on Monday like everybody else, and that's fine, no problem. So I remember on Sunday thinking, because I think we recorded last Sunday.
We did.
We recorded a little bit late.
Yeah.
We did it Sunday, and so I was going to go ahead, and I just thought, I'd just go ahead and put this up Sunday night.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did, but I got involved with something, and I totally forgot.
Yep.
So I thought, well. And then Monday morning, I thought about it, and I was like, I forgot to put it up last night. Well, I'll just go ahead and get it up and out this morning.
Sure.
I don't know what happened after that.
It's all a blank.
But I forgot. So Here it is Thursday. I'm laying in bed trying to remember things, and then I just get this haunting feeling that I did not release the episode.
And it's true, you didn't.
I did not release the episode, and the more I thought about it, the more I couldn't figure out a time when I did it. And so I just started like really, really getting anxious about it. And I was like, I hope I'm going to go up and check the computer and see where I released it and everything's going to be okay. That didn't happen.
Do you know what the saddest part of this whole story is?
That I'm telling it?
No, that nobody mentioned that we didn't release a podcast.
That was section B of this whole thing.
Not one person.
From Monday to Thursday, you would think one person would say, "Hey, what happened to the show?"
Where's the podcast?
No one.
Not one.
Even acknowledged.
Guess what? Not even me.
You don't listen to the show much.
That's true.
You just record it and then you don't listen to it. I usually listen to it at least once. I don't really listen to it on Mondays.
I remember not seeing a blurb and thinking, I guess he just didn't do a blurb.
I just don't know how that happened. And then I put a little blurb up. When I did release it on that Thursday, I put a blurb up and I said something about how I forgot. And then I said how we were disasters of co-hosts. And then, or how I was anyway. And then I said something about how we have disasters of listeners because they don't even tell us when we don't put the podcast up.
Right.
And so we started getting a lot of people like giving us the excuse why they didn't say anything. And I was like, no. Don't ruin the narrative of this. Just go ahead and be a disaster.
Yep. We are. Just join us.
Just admit you're a disaster and go ahead and ride with it.
And be with it.
That's why you listen to the podcast.
Be one with the disaster.
I was thinking, I think our listeners collectively need a name.
Okay, what should we call them?
Teddies? I don't know. No, like followers of the Grateful Dead, they call them Deadheads,
right?
And, that kind of stuff. Like, what was it? Justin Bieber has the Beliebers.
Oh dear God, why do you know that?
I don't know.
Okay,
but I mean, people have their fans have like a little name. So I think our listeners collectively should have a name.
Well, what should we call them?
I have no idea. But we should figure out something. And it should have, because I was thinking, what if we call it like the Disastholes?
The Disastholes.
That's the Disastholes.
Nice. That's not nice.
No, it's not. But
that would be us. We're the
Disastholes. But I feel like collectively, they should have a name. Maybe they should name themselves, and I'm fine with that.
I kind of like Teddies.
The Teddies?
Yeah. They could be the Teddies.
The big teddies?
The big Teddies.
I like the big teddies. Something like that. That would be kind of funny.
I don't know. Like, we can give them an option. If you guys want to submit names for yourselves, please.
Yeah, over the course
free.
of the time it might happen, but I just feel like that, and it should be something that reflects the fact that their lives are just as much disasters as ours. We assume they are. They're listening to the show.
Or not.
I kind of hope they are.
I mean, I guess so.
Why would someone who's not have a disaster of life actually listen to the show? I don't know why they would.
I don't know.
But anyway, I think that should happen. I think they need a name.
Okay.
Somehow
we'll give them a collective. They can be the
name.
collective.
They can do. They can give it to themselves.
There you go.
If they want.
Resistance is futile.
Yeah.
So.
How was your week?
It was loads of fun.
What do you have? So you occasionally will be sick, and you'll get sick, and then a day or two, it's done. You're okay. You're back. Everything's fine.
Head cold or something.
What? This has gone on a long time. This is like a viral kind of. This is like what do you got?
Well, it's a severe sinus infection.
That's what they say.
It started out. They believe it started out as a virus, and because I've had sinus surgery in the past, I'm susceptible to bacterial sinus infections.
Right.
And it turned bacterial within like 24 hours.
Well, now I know this week you had to you rehomed your kitty.
I did.
And
that was last week, but yes,
I wonder if it lowered your immune system. You were feeling a little sad.
No,
your immune system fell.
I don't know. I mean, maybe, but I don't think so. I think I just got a bug and it just got bad. I went to the doctor. I took Wednesday off from work. Went to the doctor Thursday morning, and for me, that's high turnaround. You know how much it takes to get me to go to the doctor. Kicking and screaming.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm going to the doctor. And I went the next morning, and I walked out with 5 prescriptions. That's how bad it was. Yeah. and I just felt dead. I mean,
like, put this up your nose and call me in the morning.
Yeah, pretty much. Wow. And just going to that one appointment at 9:30 in the morning just wore me out for like 2 days.
Yeah, I don't even want to leave the house when I'm like that.
So I essentially spent 5 days in bed. I barely ate. Like, I can't taste anything still.
Yeah.
So,
well, even when you came over to the house, because my dogs always greet you, and you're like, get out of my way.
just move.
I don't have time for you.
Just don't jump on me.
I can't do anything.
I can't have this right now.
Well, I mean, I did want to kind of cut it. We might cut the podcast a little bit short, but we got to give the people something.
I know.
I mean, they appreciate you coming in. You got a lot of well-wishers.
That's nice.
A lot of get wells on the.
Thank you for that, everybody. I appreciate you.
Concerned about you.
By the time this comes out, hopefully I'll be at least 50%.
It comes out tonight.
Okay, let's push for 45%.
Yeah, it'll be out tonight. Well, I mean, that's good. You're surviving. You're getting better.
I mean, they put me on Augmentin.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like a mixture of antibiotics, and then they put me on prednisone steroid, the elixir of life, which is the cough syrup with codeine in it.
All right.
And then on top of that, they put me on a couple of other things.
Medical marijuana
and stuff.
It's 420.
Unfortunately, they did not put me on medical marijuana.
Oh, okay.
No edibles for me.
All right. Well, it might have helped.
I think it might have, but I didn't get any, so they didn't give them to me. I asked.
I've never done it. I've never done marijuana, but 420. That's when everybody.
Right.
All my friends who do it, they're always breaking it out, and I guess more than any, I get a little tempted. I'm like, man, maybe I should try. Maybe I'll go to one of my friend's house on 420 and do that.
Yeah.
I actually had that thought this year. I was like, but my thought is I don't particularly want to smoke it. But I might eat it in some brownies or a cake or a big juicy burger or something like that. A pot burger.
Pot burger.
I would have that in a second.
Yeah.
But, I didn't.
A friend of mine went to a 420 party. And he said they had an entire pot cake.
Oh, wow.
And the icing had pot in it, and the cake had pot in it, and everything had pot in it.
How much does that cost?
I don't know, but I asked him if he could get me a piece of cake. He's like, no, I'd have to order you a whole cake. No, that's probably too much for me, seeing as how I haven't had any in
long time.
Months. Yeah. So.
Well, then they do a drug test at work, and you're in trouble.
No, my job doesn't drug test.
They will now after they listen to this.
My job would lose half their staff if they drug test.
Well, I mean, you're feeling better, and that's good. And you don't need the cake now.
No.
It wouldn't hurt, but you just don't need it.
Would never.
Oh, there it goes.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna play some music at that point.
Sorry. That's nice.
Hey, speaking of music, this is what happened to me this week.
What?
This was awesome.
Okay.
This is cool. I went to the.
I might not sound excited, but I am.
I went to the Georgia Renaissance Festival this weekend. We were going to go together.
I missed 2 weeks now.
I know. I knew you were just totally upset. And we were going to go together, and you had to bail out.
Yeah.
And we had some friends who were going to go, and for personal reasons, they had to bail out. So I had to go. It was just me and my wife. I think it's the only time we ever went together, just us. So we went and kind of hung out. It's fun.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun. Weather, perfect. Oh, it's great.
Yeah, and it won't be again.
Weather. No, the next time you go, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
I might go one more time.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think the weather will be there. Most of the day, it was perfect. Toward the end, it started getting a little much. So here's what happened. This is awesome.
I'm listening.
We were eating at a little cafe there on the grounds. Mm-hmm. And while I'm there, I'm sitting down, and I just saw out of the corner of my eye these three guys sitting at the table kind of next to us.
Yeah.
I didn't stare at them. I just three people,
Sure.
They weren't in costume or anything like that, just sitting there. And I heard one guy say something about the show tonight. And I just thought, I always kind of perk up because, I'm a show dude. I just like that. But I didn't think anything about it.
Okay.
And then I heard somebody call him Mark. Again, didn't think a whole lot about it.
Right.
And then I'm talking to my wife or waiting on our food or something. And I just glance over and looked at the guy. And he had this blonde hair that was, rock and roll hair.
Okay.
Rock and roll star hair.
Sure. Star hair. He had star hair.
And I recognized him immediately. I was just like, I know that guy. And I had to think for a second who it was. Names don't always just pop into my head.
Right, because you're old.
Yeah. And so I was like, I know him. Who is that? Why do I know that guy? And then the fact that somebody said Mark came to my head. And I was like, that's Mark Schulman.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
I was like, and I told my wife, I was like, I think that guy is Mark Schulman.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife said, who's that? And I said, that's the drummer for Pink.
Yep.
I'm positive it's him. And she said, oh, okay. I don't think she recognized him. And so, but okay. So first of all, the hair.
Right.
And it looked like the guy.
Rock band hair.
And I don't know if you've seen Mark Schulman. He's got huge arms.
Yeah.
Big guy.
Yeah.
Really huge arms. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a drummer.
Right.
But, he's just a
He's
big
built.
guy.
Yeah.
And so, and this guy had all of that. And so
Okay.
it's like, it's got to be him. It's got to be him. And so anyway, they got up and they left. And then I was just kicking myself. I was like, I should have walked over there and just said, are you Mark Schulman? And I was just like, I lost it. So I was like, oh, well, guess just an opportunity gone.
Yeah, because you miss all those.
Yeah. So we got up and I was just like, if I see him again, I'm going to ask him.
Okay.
So we're walking across the grounds and I look and he's taking pictures with people.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, look at that. He's taking pictures. That's him.
Yep.
And then the guys he was with, who I didn't recognize, they were taking pictures with people too. So apparently they were somebody. I don't know.
You don't know who.
I don't know who they were. But I recognize him. And so he starts coming toward me and I just said, excuse me, are you Mark Schulman? He said, yeah, that's me. And I was like, I knew it. I knew that was you. And so we started talking a little bit, and I said, do you hang out in Atlanta a lot? And he was like, no. He said, Pink is doing a show at the arena tonight, which I had no idea.
Oh, oops.
And I said, oh, that's cool. I said, well, I've been a fan for a while, like your work. And he said, are you a drummer? I said, no, I just like your work. And so I gave him one of our cards. I said, we have a podcast. Listen to the podcast. He was like, oh, cool. He's like, I'll definitely listen to it. So he might be listening right now.
Listening to this.
Hi, Mark Schulman. Thanks for listening to the podcast.
This is the disaster of a podcast, Mark, by the way. Please
right.
don't judge us on this one podcast.
We just have fun. But anyway, but I don't know. Because there's a lot of people that I'll see and I'll just like, I think that's the guy that like one time I thought I was in New York. I'm pretty sure I saw Paul Schaefer with David Letterman's band.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure.
But it's not like you to walk up and say something to somebody.
Well, it's kind of rude. I don't want to be the fan guy that's like, hey, I really like you. Are you Paul Schaefer? I don't want to be that guy.
But you've become more that guy lately.
No, but
like not that guy, but the guy that is a little more open.
Well, I'm not afraid, really. It's like with him. I wasn't like fan guy. I didn't kind of go, oh, you're awesome.
That's cool.
I was just chatting with him, and I'm just like, oh, that's cool. I thought it was you, recognized you. I was glad I did. So, we shook hands, and he's a super nice guy.
Okay, nice.
Well, and that's kind of what I was prepared for because I know enough about him that he's really positive guy, and he does a lot of speaking, in positive speaking, and he's just a cool guy.
Okay.
So, come home, and I just thought, well, I'm going to post a picture of him. Or like a video of him on my Facebook page and say, hey, I'm Mark Schulman today, whatever. And so he's got more stuff on YouTube, I think, than Pink does. He's everywhere.
He's talented.
He does so much speaking, so many drum classes and seminars, and just so much videos of him. So anyway, if you want to see Mark Schulman, just go to YouTube. Mark Schulman, Schulman.
No C.
No.
No C.
Here's how I got to know him. Just sort of like Pink has a video, Funhouse video.
Oh, it's a great video.
I would say 5-6 years ago,
Yeah,
maybe more.
somewhere in there. I have it on my phone.
One summer, I just watched that back to back, all the entire.
I own
summer.
that now.
I do too.
No, you gave it to me.
No.
Yeah, you did.
You, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you gave it to me.
That's mine.
You gave it to me. I have it at my house right now.
You better give it back. I didn't give it to you. I wouldn't give it to you. I might have given it to you to listen to.
No, you gave it to me.
No.
Okay, I'll give it
That's one of my
back.
favorite videos. Now, I might have had an extra one and I might have given it to you.
Maybe that's it.
I better check and see. You better be stealing my freaking videos.
Stealing.
I'll tell Mark Schulman you're stealing my stuff.
I didn't steal shit.
He's got big arms, man. He'll take care of you.
Take me out.
But anyway, so it was the summer, and I overdosed on that. It's so good. The production is so amazing.
It really is a good show.
And that's how I got to know him. And he's just such an awesome drummer. All the musicians in that band are amazing. And so, anyway,
Well, that's
it paid
exciting.
off.
No, that's
I know.
exciting.
It was my brush with greatness.
What I can't believe, though, is that someone would spend the day at the Ren Festival and then go do a show that night.
I was thinking a lot about that.
You would have to be you'd be miserable.
You would just start barking.
No, that's the dogs downstairs.
Oh, sorry.
But that's a long day.
Well, who knows how long he was there, but I thought about that, and I just like, if you are traveling around the world,
right,
and you're doing a show, and your show starts at 9 at night and goes until 11, 12. So you got you work 3 hours that night.
Yeah.
You work your ass off 3 hours that night.
Yeah.
You also have to do a sound check, and you have to do rehearsal and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So I don't know how long that day is in there, but you got a whole long day to kill. So you got to find something to do. You're going to play some golf. You're going to go to the mall, and I guess after a while, all malls look alike, and that's kind of boring. So you just look for things to do in the area. He had some friends who were shooting a video, and he was helping them shoot the video. So I think they might have been doing some shooting at the Renaissance Festival.
Okay.
So I think really that's what he was doing. I don't know if he was just like, I think I'll go to the Ren Fair.
That would just to me a Ren Fair is my day.
Yeah, it'll wear you out. Yeah.
I can't really do much after that.
So I think he might have just dropped in for a second, but But I started thinking, who's like the most? I don't know if we had this conversation. Who's like the most famous person you just seen out that you just said that's Gene Simmons from Kiss right there.
I mean, never Gene Simmons. Louis Anderson.
Really?
Yeah, I ran into him
in Minnesota.
No,
isn't he from Minnesota?
I ran into him in an airport. Like
wow.
literally ran into him.
That's very cool.
And he helped me up because I fell down.
Oh no.
Because I ran into him.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
With Louis.
Yeah. That was it. He looked tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably was.
Probably
doing a show.
Yeah. I've met a lot of musicians back, 20 years ago.
Yeah, you were from the San Fran area.
When I lived in San Francisco, a lot of up-and-comers and even people that were already well-established, Metallica and, Exodus and other bands like that.
You said you partied with Primus once, didn't you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and Metallica and...
Did you have sex with Les Claypool?
I didn't have sex with any of them.
I'm just wondering. I don't know.
I was in my teens at the time.
I don't think that stopped you, did it?
No.
We don't need to go into that.
No, not really.
We don't need.
But
to
I didn't have like groupie sex.
He seems like a cool guy though, Les Claypool. I saw a documentary with him. Seemed like he's kind of cool.
Yeah. Neat people all around. I guess other than that, I'm not really like thrown by fame and stuff. I think my thing is I would rather not walk up to somebody and fangirl.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather just meet somebody and talk to them.
Yeah.
So I try not to impose myself if I do see someone famous.
It's fun though. There's so many famous people. It's just like a random. It's like, who's the random famous person you're going to see? I like that. That's just fun. It's like one time I was downtown Chattanooga.
Yeah.
We're standing there. My ex and I were standing there waiting to go into a pizza place.
Uh-huh.
And I'm looking one way, and I hear her say, "That is Eric Estrada." Uh-huh. And I turn around and look, and then there's Eric Estrada standing right in front of me.
Yeah.
And he goes, Where? And he just keeps on walking.
Where? I don't see Eric Estrada.
I'm just like, of all the famous people, Eric Estrada.
He's actually a relative of my ex.
Oh, really?
It's one of those
we have like
6 degrees of
that's
Kevin
before
Bacon
I know you.
things.
We were like, we already had like a connection. We didn't even know Eric Estrada was the
6
connection.
degrees of Eric Estrada. Yeah, but I think at some point everybody will be photobombed by Zach Braff.
Or Eric Estrada.
Or Eric Estrada.
Yeah, I like that. I just like, I'd love to hear other people's brush with greatness. Hey, send it to us. Tell us if you've met someone famous. Tell us who you've met.
Yeah.
Just send it to thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. Tell us who you met. We'll tell everybody else who you met. Maybe the people maybe have a misconnection.
I was just going to use that misconnection because I know how much you love that crap.
Mark Schulman, I saw you at the Ren Fair.
Oh, God, Chicken Lady. I saw you at the Ren Fair.
I know. We saw Chicken Lady, but it wasn't the real Chicken Lady. But boy,
but it was
she
a really good
She
imposter.
Good.
Chicken imposter.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't know who the Chicken Lady is from one of the Kids in the Hall skits.
Kids in the Hall sketch.
Yeah. Chicken
Lady. And I posted
it
online, and Kids in the Hall actually reposted it because it was so good. It looked
was
exactly
very
like
good.
her.
She was dead on Chicken Lady.
What do we need to talk about? Music? Should we talk about music? We're talking about music right now.
Let's talk about our playlist because we've got some additions.
We do. For those who don't know, people might have just tuned in.
True.
We have started this new thing, and this is a summer playlist. Because you got to have a playlist when you're going on vacation or whatever. You need to have a list of songs.
Road trip.
We have started a summer playlist.
Yeah.
The way this works is Sherry and I will give out each week, we will give out a suggestion of our summer playlists nominations,
suggestions,
submissions,
whatever.
And then we are encouraging you, our great listeners who don't have a name yet, to submit your favorites. And we've gotten a few. We read one last week.
Yeah. Who sent that one in?
I can't remember.
I think it was Dog Crate.
No, he's doing it this week.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Dog Crate, what did he do? He did something last time.
Okay.
But he did something this way. Anyway, so we already have a list. And that list, thisepicdisaster.com, you can go there, look for Summer Playlist 2018. Mm-hmm. You go there and vote. Just you click on it and you can vote. And then it will tell, then we... At the end, we count up the votes, and we'll make our summer playlist.
But before you vote, you should certainly submit some of your own suggestions so that we have something to vote on.
Yeah. We want to know, because it's boring if it's just hours. No one wants to hear it just
because we both know the music that we both like.
Yeah, and our music sucks half the time. So
yeah.
we need some unsuckable music.
Unsucking music.
So this week, we will add some new things. Plus, we got listener submissions this week, which we'll add to the playlist. That makes it much more exciting.
Let's do the listener submissions first.
First?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't you have them?
No, you do.
I don't have. Do I have them both? Oh.
He's just dropping everything.
Okay,
now.
Here we go.
Okay.
Listener submissions. All right, first one from Aaron,
who's also known as AJ or Jax.
Don't talk to it. Tell his full name.
I'm not.
People might stalk him. He might not want to be
stalked already.
He might not want to be stalked.
That's true.
And who knows, maybe people who don't like his playlist suggestion. He says, I'm torn between which version of Everybody Wants to Rule the World to suggest.
That's a great song.
Either Tears for Fears or Ninja Sex Party. But he wants the song on. I am going to say, because Tears for Fears is one of my favorite bands, I'm going to say them.
It's a great song, but you're an 80s lover.
Should we put both of them up and let people decide?
Why not?
We'll put both of them up.
Just because it's the same song, it's
I do. I'm a big Tears for Fears fan. I admit it. I like them. One of my favorite bands of the 80s. So I would pick that one. I might vote for it. Can I vote?
No.
And then Ninja Sex Party, I totally like the name of the band. I haven't heard their version.
Oh, okay. Well, you should listen to it because it's really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody should check it out before you vote.
Ninja Sex Party. So there you go. Everybody Wants to Rule the World from Aaron.
So my first submission.
Well, we got some more.
Oh, we got more.
Yeah. Did you want to go ahead and do yours, or should we go? You said you wanted to do all of the.
Let's do the listeners first. I didn't realize there were more than that.
Oh man, there's tons of them.
Okay, let's hear them. I'm waiting. Quit drinking.
Okay, this is Dog Crate. Dog Crate submitted two
of them. All right. What do we got?
I mean, you can submit up to 5. I would think.
Sure. Why not?
Just do what you want. Big Bad Voodoo Daddy Mambo Swing.
Okay.
That's so summer, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sweating just thinking about it.
Well, you're sweating anyway.
Bob Marley's Three Little Birds.
Ooh.
Anything by Bob Marley.
Very summery.
Speaking of 420.
Yeah.
So those come from Dog Crate. Thanks a lot. Dog Crate, also known as Patrick. I don't know if he wants his first name revealed. Dog Patrick Crate.
No.
There you go.
Patrick Dog Crate.
Oh, wait a minute. He did do another one.
Oh, okay. What else? You sure about that?
Yeah.
Do you know what you're reading right now, Rick?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
It's weird. The way it printed out. All right. Anyway. It just printed weird.
Okay.
This says Over the Rainbow by Israel.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that seems like a very African name. Kamakawiwoole.
It's not an African name. It's a Polynesian name.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it done like on a ukulele or something?
It's also, I think it's the same person known as Z.
I don't know. Well, anyway, so that's a third one. That's from 1993.
It's a great song.
I got to look it up. Don't know anything about it. So there you go.
Okay.
3 from Dog Crate.
Thank you. Thank you so much for
Three
those.
dogs.
Those are all great songs.
3 Dog Crate.
Really kind of mellow. Very mellow.
Really?
Yeah. That's like lazy, hazy days of summer right
So
there.
that's like at the end of the summer day.
Yeah.
Just lay it out under the crickets and stuff.
On a hammock on a beach
cicadas.
somewhere. Yeah. Well, depending.
Let me see if I can do my cicada.
Sounds like you're sucking saliva through your lips.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay. So
So now it's our turn. Let's do ours.
So one of
You should do yours.
I'll do mine.
Do you want to do yours first?
How about I do mine?
I did mine first last time.
I'll do mine now. Okay, so one of them is one of my all-time favorite songs, and it just makes me happy. It doesn't matter what time of year it is, but I think it's good for summer.
Okay.
It's You Sexy Thing by Hot Chocolate.
You dedicating that to me, though, right?
No.
Yeah, I know.
No.
I mean, you can't say
It's
it,
just
but
one
I
of the
know it's
happiest
true.
songs on the planet.
You can't say
It's
it out
one of the
loud.
happiest songs on the planet.
It's
It just makes me happy. All of the things happening, all the music. Musically, it's got so much happening.
Who is that? Who does that?
Hot Chocolate.
Hot Chocolate.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
So You Sexy Thing. Sometimes I use that as my alarm to wake up to, just so I.
So
somebody
somebody will call you sexy
Somebody
thing
will
first
call
thing
me
in the morning.
sexy first thing in the morning.
All right, should I throw one of mine out?
Yeah, go for it.
In honor of Mark Schulman, I'm throwing out Pink's "Hazard to Myself" because it's one of my favorite songs on that tour.
Okay.
That I listen to every summer, and it's also I love the video.
It's a great song.
Pink looks good no matter what she's wearing, but man, she looks good with black hair.
Yeah.
She looks really good with black hair. That
Yeah.
video is great. Her black hair. I like her with
pretty
pink
great-
hair, and I like her with blonde hair too. She could do anything she wants.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I actually have 2 of her songs that I want to submit to this, but this
I know.
can't be an all Pink all the time.
No, you were going to do it today, and I was like, no, I got Pink today. You can't have her.
So my other song is kind of a different version of a happy song.
Okay.
It's Click Click Boom
Don't know what that is.
by Saliva.
I know the band, don't know the song.
Click Click Boom.
Sounds like gun stuff.
It is-
Gunplay.
It is kind of
Uh-oh.
like gunplay. And I know it's a little violent, and I get that.
All right.
It's like one of those anthem type songs, like when you need to get pumped up.
I just thought of another one. I almost said it out loud, but I was like, no, because that would be a good submission, so I'm not going to say it.
Okay. So yeah, so this is a good song. Click
That is
Click
good.
Boom. So tell us what you think. If you guys have submissions.
Hey, I got one more.
Oh shit.
Don't close it yet.
I'm just gonna close it.
No, I have one more.
All right, go.
Don't eat up all of my opportunities, all of my songs, because I should have my fair share. Okay.
I'm fading fast here, buddy.
Hot in the City by Billy Idol.
Hot in the city.
That's summer right there,
That
baby.
is. That's a good song.
Very good.
Wow.
It is summer. All right, so those ours. That's our songs. Again, submit yours, thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. We're going to put videos of all these songs up so you can see what they look like, because some of them, I don't even know. They'll give everybody an opportunity to look, and then you can go and you can vote on our website.
Yeah,
That's gonna happen.
absolutely.
So
because we're
help
going
us
to
out.
post all these videos, and you can listen to them all before you make your decision.
Please do
We
it.
won't have any more than say 50 to 100.
Oh, we'll just keep going. You just vote on whatever you want.
All right.
I think you can vote 20 times because that's how many in the end. We're doing 20. So you can
A
vote for
total
your
of 20. Yeah.
You can vote for your top 20, and then after that, that's it.
That's it.
So, well, right now, I don't even think we have 20 up.
We don't.
We
not
will
yet.
after this week, though.
I think so.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. What else you got over there?
I got some, I brought up those predictive text fun things that you can do
Yeah.
the other day. And so we've got somebody who decided to send us some predictive text starters.
That's cool.
I'm going to play along, but he sent us his too.
He did the
he's-
actual predictive on it.
he started them, and then he.
So yours might be different. Now, is that the thing about the predictive text? The outcome is all different depending on the person?
Of course,
So, yeah, so they're not all going to be the
it's
same.
going to predict what you are used to texting.
Yeah.
basically.
That's cool.
Yeah. So okay, one
Yours is all going to be about sex,
probably.
drugs.
I never text
Rock
about
and roll.
who am I texting about sex?
I don't
I'm
know.
not even having sex. Okay.
That's why you're texting.
Oh, okay. So one of them, it starts with "Last night I made."
Huh?
Okay, so what he came up with is his said, "Last night I made a fun hobby and a friend who has been married to me for years." So he made a hobby and a friend. I mean, that's kind of cool.
When your hobby is your friend, I mean, you don't have to never have a hobby. Did that make any sense at all?
So, okay. Mine says, "Last night I made it a couple days before the weekend, so I'll be back at work."
Uh-oh.
That just sounds like I'm very ill.
Or you're making excuses.
That's not an excuse. So mine was not as good as his. He had fun with someone that he's married to.
And you're trying to escape work.
I'm not going to work.
Okay.
Okay.
I think there's another one. There's part of one down the bottom.
You're
there.
right. You're right. So the next one is When I'm president, I will totally, and his just comes up with, when I'm president, I will totally do this for you, LOL. Which sounds about right.
Well, I mean, if you run on that platform, you probably will win.
Probably.
That's a good presidential platform, actually.
I will totally...
Lick your what?
Oh, wow. Okay, it says, when I'm president, I will totally forget to tell me that he had to come to the office.
All of your stuff is about work and about not showing up or about forgetting to come to work. I'm starting to see a
right
pattern
now, it is
here.
very much about not going to work. You
I'm
are correct.
seeing a pattern here. All right.
Yeah. So okay. So what predictive text is basically you start with a saying,
Yeah.
which is what these things that he's sending us are, and then you just hit the middle button on your predictive text. Now, obviously, if you have your predictive text turned off, this isn't going to work for you. So you turn that on, and then you can play along at home, and you can send us what they said for you, or you can send us some new options to start with.
Yeah, you could just send the first part of what you want us to do.
Yeah.
You don't have to do the whole thing if you don't want it.
That would be fun. So one other one that he sends us is they caught me naked while.
Hello.
And I want to see what mine comes up with.
I'm
They
not
caught
sure I
me
do.
Naked while middle button. Oh, they caught me naked while they're on my car. Apparently, I'm naked in the car.
They know you, don't they?
I haven't driven naked in a while.
I don't know that I believe that.
The last time I drove naked is because the guy wouldn't give me my clothes back.
And so you just like, well, I'm sorry, I got to go.
I had to go. I'm like, you can play this stupid game if you want, but I have to go.
I have lots more clothes at home.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. So those are fun. We have a few more. I'm going to save a couple of these for next time because this
cool.
can be a little bit boring if you're not just standing here with me
It's not
doing
boring,
it.
it's fun.
You think it's fun?
I think it's fun.
Have you tried it on your phone yet?
I haven't. It's funnier if other people do it.
You don't think it'd be funny on yours?
I kind of think it will be. I haven't tried it enough. I will. But I did send you something that I did on Google, which I thought was pretty funny.
What was that?
You didn't see the little you don't check your phone when I send you stuff.
I did.
I did a little.
I checked it.
I did a little predictive. It's not really predictive text, but you know how you'll type something into Google,
Yeah.
and you start typing it in, and then Google will finish the question
Yes.
that you're asking.
Yes.
It did that, and I typed in how long should I?
Right. I did see that. Where did you send that to me?
I think I.
Oh,
I
here it is.
texted
You texted it to
and
me.
then I thought the Google answers were pretty interesting.
So Google search top matches were how long should I nap?
Yeah, that's a good one.
How long should I boil eggs?
I don't know where that comes from.
How long should I pump for?
That one is probably more like mine.
What? What are you pumping?
I
exactly?
don't know. What does that mean?
Well, pumping, like breast pumping. Like
Is that what that's for?
Yeah. How long should you
Are
pump
you
for?
sure?
Yes.
I don't know. Why would it say something else? I don't know.
What would it say?
I don't know, but I don't know.
that's
that's
what
that
pumping
means.
is pumping like
Pumping is a lot of stuff. Maybe it's about a bicycle tire.
So
you don't know.
I want to see what my Google says when I come up with how long should
I think these are all the same, aren't they?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Google search is all the same.
Yeah, Google's for all the same. Those are just like some of the top ones, which is kind of disturbing that those are the top things that people want to know.
They want to know how long to nap,
And how long to pump for.
how long to boil eggs, and how long to
pump for. Can you imagine? You're like, oh, I need to take a nap. But how long should I nap? Maybe I should Google it to find out how long I need to nap. At
Yeah.
that point, it's just like, no, nap in a running car in your garage.
No, here's what's
Do
happening.
it now.
Here's what's
because
happening is they're trying to plan their day. They're trying to multitask. They need to pump breast milk. They also need to boil some eggs, and they really like to get a nap in.
I
So
would
what's
think you-
happening is they're like, okay, if I turn on the water and I set the pumper, and then I can go to sleep really fast.
Yeah.
Can I do all those things in the same
You
amount of
can
time?
make eggs and pump at the same time.
Yes, you
I've
can.
heard.
You can nap and make eggs at the
I've
same
not
time.
tried that.
Well, you have nothing to pump
I wouldn't be so sure.
from your boobies.
No. From our teddies. The teddies
The
out there.
teddies. The teddies are not pumping.
All right.
Let's pump our teddies.
Oh, God. We're going to go down. We're going to start going down a place we don't want to go.
You're the one who filled my mug up with scotch. Damn it.
Oh, man. Okay, so we're kind of going down. This is a good segue to go into this because I wanted to talk about this a little bit.
Going down is a good segue?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about something else. I'm going to try to talk about that before the end of the show.
All right, let's do it.
But I wanted to talk about this thing because this is kind of a new thing that I want to get into.
Okay.
Also, I think people can participate. I'd like to hear people's suggestions on this because I was thinking the other day about what are the inventions that you invented as a child that you thought would make the world better?
Oh, that sounds like fun.
You remember those things when you're a kid? And usually they don't. Because I was thinking, I got two of them.
Okay.
Two of them.
Like that you invented when you were little?
These are two that I thought about. And one of them, well, really both are ridiculous. One of them I might have even told on the show before. I was convinced when I was a kid that I knew how to make a human being.
Wow.
Here's how I thought I could do it.
I don't think you've ever mentioned this.
I was convinced. I don't know where I got this. I don't know why it made me feel like this could be true, but I just knew this was true. If I built a snowman, and after I built the snowman, I poured water on the snowman, he would freeze solid. And then when I broke the ice, there would be an actual human being in there.
You watched way too much Outer Limits.
I don't know. I didn't. I just believed it. Why would I just believe that?
You must have seen some strange cartoon or something.
It just popped into my head at one point, I think, and I was just like, yes.
Okay.
That makes total sense.
Okay.
I know it will happen, and I was convinced that it would happen. I just knew that's all I needed to do to make a human being.
And then you have me, who had a book when she was 3 years old called Where Do Babies Come From? And it talked about sperm and eggs and how sex actually happens. And
nothing about
that.
freezing snowmen?
No.
Damn it.
No. My parents were very frank with me when I was little about how babies are made. There was none of this stork shit.
My parents were like, okay, I don't think we'll tell the boy. I don't think we want to trust him with that information, apparently.
No, I knew.
The other invention that I had, now this one, look out. Okay. See, I'm a little afraid to tell this one because you know how we're always talking about somehow every conversation that I talk about goes back to butts.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't do it on purpose.
You're fixated.
I don't do it on purpose. I'm not fixated. But this was my idea when I was a kid.
Okay.
I can't help it. Okay, so you know when you used to, and I don't see them that much anymore, but you would go to a restroom where the paper towel, it weren't even paper towels, it was like a cloth towel in a roll, and you would pull it down.
Right.
And dry your hands, and the dirty would go roll up behind it.
Right, yes.
So like disappear.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know who thought that was a great idea, but like real cloth.
Yes, I remember.
It does cut back on the amount of paper, but I don't,
Now you got to take that out and wash it and replace it. And just like reusable diapers.
And napkins and stuff, but still just
okay.
I don't know.
So what was your invention?
I had an invention when I was a kid of that same concept, basically to be used kind of as toilet paper. So the way it would work is like you had this cloth on a spool.
No.
And you had like a bicycle.
No.
You had like a bicycle, but what do you call pedals?
Yeah.
At the front of the toilet, and you would put your feet, and you would pedal, and when you did, it would make the cloth thing spin, and it would spin through
your crack,
and it would perform the wiping duties for you.
Or the duty wiping.
That's right.
Okay.
And I believe that would be a great invention. I'm not going to illustrate that, by the way.
What I think is funny, though, is that it probably, you'd get exercise while you were doing it, too.
It would burn your crack.
It would also burn calories.
It would burn
your crack while you burn calories.
The friction, when you're pedaling, of that cloth spinning through your behind, it's like a thong from hell. It's just, you would be on fire.
Yeah.
That would hurt.
Yeah, it would hurt.
I would rather go around with the duty. I don't think I would want to go around with 3rd and 4th degree burns on my behind.
No.
I didn't think about that as a kid. I just thought that's how it would work. You
just didn't want to get your hands involved. That's what it sounds like.
I don't know, but I don't know how I figured out the whole poop thing. If you've got cloth going through your behind, nothing can come through there.
No.
And so you're pumping, and that thing is spinning around. For the first,
Sometimes you
For
can
the
be
first-
so childlike. I don't get
For
it.
the first 30 seconds, I don't even want to look at it.
No.
No.
It's you don't
bad.
want to look at
It's
anything
bad.
like that. No.
Who knows what it's
So
being
I think
slinging
there
around.
should be like a lever. So like while you're actually doing the deed of defecation, it's out of the way, and
Oh.
then you
Moves
pop it into
over.
place,
Yeah.
and then you
And then you
start
start pumping.
pedaling. Now you're wiping your own ass
with the power of your own legs.
of
Yes.
bicycle. Yeah.
I don't know why I thought that, but I thought that'd be a great
Well, I'll
invention.
tell you what. That's actually a nice segue into what my inventions were when I was little, and I'm not actually going to go into any of
I'm
these
scared a
specific
little bit.
inventions because. Whenever anybody asks me, kids are always coming up with things like, oh, wouldn't it be great if we had this? And it might be something that actually exists. They just don't know it. And I think that's the most fun is when you see a kid who thinks, oh, wow, it'd be so cool if we had this. And
Yeah.
then you tell them, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
But they think they came up with it. And that's
Yeah.
a great idea. Well, everything, I didn't come up with fun stuff like that. Everything.
You were a little disturbed.
I was
as a child.
slightly disturbed as a child, and
Yeah.
everything that I came up with was a torture device.
I remember when we were living together at one point, you were like, do you ever in your head think about killing the person you're with? And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No,
No.
I don't think about. And now I'm kind of thinking about kicking you out.
No.
That shouldn't happen.
No, but
I
when
don't
I
wanna
was
know
a
that.
kid, I thought about ways of torturing people. That's what popped into my head. So I came up with some pretty disturbing
I can imagine.
contraptions.
I can imagine. So while I'm figuring out how to make human beings and wipe my own butt, you're thinking about how to harm people
Yes.
as hard as you can.
Yes, and
In
painfully.
extreme ways.
Yes.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah. That was my thought process when I was a child.
That's not good at all.
I mean, I don't think like that most days today.
Unless you're heavily medicated. Uh-oh.
No, I have definitely calmed down as a human being since I was a child. I am not an angry, malicious, hateful being anymore.
I don't know that. I'll take your word for it, though.
Okay.
I would like to say to our listeners, hey, if you have an invention that you invented when you were a kid that you think we would enjoy hearing about, send it to us at thisepicdisaster@gmail.com because we would like to, and we'll tell people about it. It's funny. Because kids, you don't have the rules about how things work. And so
absolutely
you
not.
just create, like one of my exes had this idea that it would be great to have a pill that would make your farts not smell.
I think that's amazing.
It's brilliant. If you're a kid,
That's a great idea. Then
Yeah.
you can fart whenever and it wouldn't matter because nobody would be offended.
and it probably exists in Japan because
Probably.
they're very anal anyway.
Yes.
And when I say anal, I mean like focused on the anal, on the anus.
On the anus.
Yeah,
That's kind of a general statement to make, don't you think?
it is very. But I'm just saying, as a culture, they're always coming up with new things for the toilet, new toilet designs.
Oh,
they're really
that's
into
true.
poop and toilets and
They
stuff.
have very awesome toilets. They
Yeah.
have toilets that have like 20 buttons on
Just
them.
a
That you don't
cultural
even know
thing.
what they do.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know what it is.
Interesting.
Well, anyway, send it to thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. We would like to know your inventions.
Yeah. And you don't want to know mine. So don't
I
ask.
don't want to know the specifics,
Nope.
especially since you've told me what you have told me.
Yep.
I don't want to go into
Nope.
anything more than that.
Nope.
One thing that I would like to go into, we're almost out of time, but that's okay. We started I think, spitting on my microphone. We started
disgusting.
we started the podcast talking about me forgetting the podcast. And I have to admit that this week, it's my birthday week.
It is. Happy
I will
birthday.
be, on Friday, I will be older than I've ever been before.
April 27th. Well, you'll be older than you ever have before tomorrow.
Yes, but April, on my birthday, I'll be older even then. So I'll be
yeah.
really, really old.
But you're older now than you were just a minute ago.
Well, I'll be even older then.
That's true.
Too old.
It's not too old.
So, but I've been feeling a little bummed about it because,
Why?
well, because things like, forgetting about putting out the podcast.
That's just you.
I'm starting to, well, see, I've always been very absent-minded and very forgetful, but
Yes.
I'm beginning to see that go to the extreme.
I don't think so.
I do. I see it, and it's a little scary because I'm not 80, so I shouldn't be like a totally doddering old person. And I
You're not.
apologize for any 80-year-olds who are listening because not all 80-year-olds are doddering.
Absolutely not.
Some of you are hot.
Smoking.
Yeah. So, but so I mean, I'm still, I guess you would say I'm pretty young. Could be 56. That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
56, not even 60.
Nope.
I know some people who are 60.
Wow.
They're old. I'm 56.
Okay.
I'll be 60 in 4 years. But yeah, I'm not.
Don't let that get you down.
I don't get caught too much up in the age thing. I just feel in my life, I kind of feel some things happening.
You're in the way you live your life. You're younger than me.
I don't know about that.
I think that you tend to have more energy on a regular basis to go and do. You have more curiosity. You have more ambition to get up and go do something than I do. So in my mindset, that is younger.
I don't know. I think recently I've had a lot of stress, so that's affected me negatively. And but anyway, so I've been trying to kind of console myself.
With what? Alcohol? Clearly?
No, just mentally trying to, because there's certain things that you feel happening in your life as you get older that just didn't happen when you were younger.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Some aches and pains, although that's not as bad as I thought, but it's there.
Okay.
I mean, there are certain things that I used to be able to do for, like I used to be able to paint or do artwork for like 16 hours a day nonstop.
But it is that doing that has hurt you for as
I
long
go
as I've
4
known you.
hours now and I just can't, that's it.
Yeah.
It's like stop. So I mean, things like that I notice, and you notice it here from the podcast. It's just like I used to do improv, and when you're doing the improv, your mind has to go so fast, really faster than you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your mind has to be like really, way in the future,
Sure.
thinking about what's coming. And your mouth has to be able to immediately communicate what's going on in your head. That's gone. I can't do that anymore.
You're not as quick-witted.
My mind can't make those connections like it used to. And I do it on the podcast, and my mouth can't always...
He just pointed at his mouth. My mouth.
This thing right here, this hole right here...
The hole in your face.
Cannot keep up with what's going on in my head. So like a lot of times my mind wants to say something, but my mouth can't say it.
Okay.
It's like there's a barrier.
Yes.
It's weird.
Yes.
It's very weird. And then that didn't happen when I was young. That might be more genetics.
Well, this is about the age that my father told me. But he was starting with his Parkinson's.
Yeah, I mean,
and I asked him, I said, what does it feel like? And he told me, it feels like I want to turn the radio station, but my arm won't go turn the radio station.
I get that because sometimes I think I think that might be in my family, but I'm not totally sure.
Well, his is not genetic.
I have some symptoms that I've looked at, which is kind of scary.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not worried about it.
No.
If it happens, you just live with it. You know, you just do the best you can in anything you get in your life. Well, I know that one of my grandfathers was sharp as a tack all the way up until the end, pretty much. And I had a grandmother who she got kind of a touch of Alzheimer's, but she was still pretty much there. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of things she didn't remember. I still can't remember a lot of stuff. Here's what's really weird is I remembered Mark Schulman's name, and it's like I can't remember half the other people in my life, but this guy I knew.
This guy you knew.
How does that happen?
Well, you had a visual of him, and that sparked something. So,
well, I did have to go like, what was his name? What's his last name? And then it just popped in my head. So I got kind of lucky with that, I guess.
And had you not heard somebody call him Mark, that may not have happened.
I don't know. I was trying to think about that if I'd remember his name, but I did. But anyway, so I was just thinking about getting old and all the things about getting old. And I was trying to think of things to cheer me up. And so I looked up some things, and I've got some facts about getting old.
Oh, you have
about
some information
aging.
for us. Oh, that's great.
I do.
Because I could really use some information because I'm getting old. I feel like I'm getting very old, but it's also because I'm very sick right now, so I feel older than I am. And you clearly can't find the information that you said you had.
I lost it.
Ah, there it is.
All right.
Okay.
There, see what I'm telling you?
Wow.
All right. These are actually two things. I'm going to kind of combine them into one because some of them, the information is the same. But anyway, these are 5 facts about getting old that no one ever tells you. That's what it says.
Oh, okay.
All right?
Uh-huh.
Number 1, you're happier and less stressed. So I would say half of that is true. I think I'm happier. I can't say I'm less stressed. Although the things that stress me now probably would have killed me then with stress.
Right.
Because I'm a self-employed artist. Mm-hmm. I have been my whole life.
So you have lulls of unemployment.
You work for your next job, and you don't know when that's going to be. And that's the life I chose.
And
that's fine.
That's an extremely stressful life. I couldn't handle it.
And there's been times when I didn't work for 6, 7, 8 months, and you never know when those things are going to happen. So you're always thinking about, when's the next job?
Right.
Am I ever going to work again? That's just life.
I couldn't
That's
live
your
like
life. So fortunately, I married a non-artist person who was used to living with an artist, so it works really well for me. But still, I go through those periods, and it's like you get stressed, and like, oh, I want to do some work.
Yeah.
So maybe normally you're happier and less stressed.
I would say that I'm probably happier as I get older because I stress less about being happy.
Sure. And less stress makes you happier. So it all kind of works hand in hand.
Yeah.
It says frustrations are not as big a deal at age 50 as they might have been at 30, and that's true.
I think that's very true.
So true. I've been through quite a few breakups in my life.
Yeah.
And I think they progressively get easier, at least easier to handle, not easier emotionally. They still have the same impact inside you.
Sure.
But you just handle them a little better. You don't just completely fall apart.
Right, because you've been there before.
Although if my wife leaves me, I will climb the tower with a with a gun.
Don't take anybody with you because
No.
that's not cool.
Number 2, your moods even out, so there's less drama. So true.
Yeah.
I was much
Totally
more of a
true.
drama king when I
Yep.
was younger.
Yeah.
I mean, little stupid things I would make a big deal about. I
Oh,
think.
yeah, same here.
I didn't do it on purpose. It's just, I think I had a bigger ego back then. And
Bigger ego, less capability of dealing with the emotions inside of you. So you let them out in different ways, different bad ways. And now that you are capable of dealing with those, you don't have to let them out in such dramatic ways.
yeah, I think a lifetime of, I've done a lot of spiritual study, and that's helped me a lot to kind of let things go.
Sure.
So I think all of that kind of plays together. But I do feel like a lot of it is age. It's just like, again, it's sort of that. It's just the whole thing, like meeting somebody famous.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. You
It
don't
really
you
isn't.
don't go up and worship. I mean, I don't know. Even if I was meeting, I don't know. I would probably freak out a little bit if it was Billy Joel.
Well, but that's because he's been a
I'd
mainstay.
kiss him on the lips. Billy Joel.
I'd video.
Okay, number 3, you care less about what other people think in a good way. That's true.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I give a shit.
And I've really, most of my life, not really cared. But I think I care even less now.
Yeah.
Number 4, you're not going to believe this. It does say this. And you, right now, will be able to contradict it. Number 4, you sweat less.
I'm going to contradict that.
I am drenched right now.
You are soaking and dripping, and it's kind of disgusting.
I never stopped sweating, and I certainly haven't sweat less. I think I sweat more right now.
I think you do
'Cause
too.
I'm fatter. I'm a
no,
fatter.
I don't
I'm
think
much
it's
more of a hog.
You're not a fatty.
I'm a big guy.
No.
I'm a big hoggy guy.
No, you're not
with
a
a lot
fatty.
of sweat.
Nope.
Yeah.
You just sweat a lot.
Number 5, you get fewer migraines and they don't last as long. I don't
See,
know.
that
That's
is not true in my case. My migraines have been just over the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I never, ever, ever, as a youngster, got migraines.
Yeah.
I think I got my first actual migraine maybe 3 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and then 2 years ago I had maybe 5 total in a year, and then last year I probably had 10. So I mean, they're just like quadrupling.
I kind of feel that way too.
And
So
and I
maybe it's brain cancer. I don't know.
Yeah, I have a tumor.
We
I have a
some kind of
tumor.
a disorder.
Yes.
And we don't know. That's our disaster of a life. All right, number two, whatever it is. I'm reading in the next list now.
The next one.
Your brain may be slower. Remember what I was just saying? But experience will make up the deficit. I don't really know what that means. They don't.
What that means is,
I
and
know
I've
your
seen,
brain gets slower. I know that.
it does get slower,
but
but
it's not. It's not.
but you have more exposure. So you recognize more things. So I saw something.
Oh, so you don't need to use your brain as much. Is that what they're saying?
Well, in a sense, because if you ever watch the show on TV called Brain Games,
No.
where they sometimes pit young people against older people,
I don't watch any game stuff. You know that.
Well, it's more scientific, but especially in vocabulary type games, the older folks will be able to recognize more words than the younger folks because they've been exposed to them over their course of their life.
Sure.
Whereas the younger folks haven't, especially in anagrams. In anagrams, the older you are, the more words you can pick out.
Yeah.
now for me that sucks because I'm a horrible speller, so I can't pick anything out of an anagram. But again, with experience, you don't have to utilize your brain as much because you have it. It's there. It's knowledge. It's already there. You've been exposed, and that makes perfect sense to me.
My wife listens to a quiz show on NPR every weekend. And we're always surprised at how a lot of younger people just don't know things that we know.
Yeah.
And it's a pop culture thing.
Yeah.
And I understand that. I don't know the things from my parents' era. I mean, they were probably couldn't believe the things I didn't know. But I mean, just things that's just like, who had the best-selling album that included "Beat It"? And they're like, oh, I don't know. I can't think of who that would be. And it's like, really?
How do you not know that? Yeah.
Don't know Michael Jackson. But they're like, you say Michael Jackson, they'll be like, who? And you're like, oh, my God.
It blows me away what young kids don't know today.
Kids today.
Get off my lawn.
Number 3, you will, or the next one, I'm going to stop numbering them. You will be enjoying your job more than ever.
No.
I don't know that's true.
No.
I don't
Unless
know.
you had some sort of career path in which you are now at the pinnacle of, I don't think that's true.
The guy who runs the cat house in Vegas, I'll bet
It's possible.
he enjoys
Unless
his job.
those kitties are
Actually, he doesn't. I think he
feisty.
died not too long ago.
Oh.
Okay, the issues you care about will be taken more seriously. That could be true. I just don't care about that many issues anymore.
Neither do I.
Next one, your sex life doesn't go away. In fact, it may get better.
I think that's true.
I think it's true. It's different. Sex, when you get older, is different from when it is when you're young.
Yes.
When you're young, it's kind of about doing it. It's about, let's just do this physical thing and get it over with. Just, I'm going to take this thing, I'm going to put it in
Until
here,
we
and then I'm going to
climax.
do this, and then we're done.
Right.
And it's over.
Right.
When you're older, I feel like you do, it's kind of longer and you do things differently.
And for different reasons.
For different reasons, and you just don't care. You're not trying to
Just get off.
Yeah, you're not trying to do.
You're not trying to just bust a nut.
You're not trying to do a porn movie.
No.
You're just having fun.
No. And it's not about how long can we go at it, and it's not about how fast can we go. It's not about how long can I last for her. It's not about any of that. It's about what feels good and are we both enjoying ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit more about just feeling good and spending time.
Yeah.
Whereas it used to be about impressing each other and, making it as hot as possible, whatever that means.
I know those furry costumes are pretty hot. I'll just say that.
Well, yeah.
Number 6, you'll be far more relaxed. I think we talked about that. If you've made it this far, your marriage will be stronger than ever. I feel that's true. My marriage is still pretty young, but I do feel like I'm with someone who's got pretty good relationship skills, which I've rarely been with that.
True.
And so it's nice. I think I'm on good foundation right now.
I think you are.
I think so.
I think she's a keeper.
You won't be as wrinkled as you imagine if you don't smoke or sunbathe now. Might be true. I've never been a smoker, and I've stayed out of the sun, but I have wrinkles in places I didn't expect. And what's going on with the neck? What is this? What happens when you get older? Your neck skin starts. You become a turkey.
You're looking a little Turkish.
You get Ronald Reagan neck. I don't know what happens.
A little bit. Now, personally, a lot of people tell me, and I see it wholeheartedly when I look in the mirror. I know how old I am.
Yeah.
But a lot of people tell me I don't look my age. So I think that comes from a few things that I did right. Had I done some other things better, it'd be even better. But what will acne ever go away?
No.
Will it ever stop?
It does not.
What's up with that?
They
told us when we were little that it would go away.
I tend to think it's the way we eat now. I think it's the pollutions in the air. I think it's the things we eat, the way we eat.
Things we put in our bodies.
I do think that it's
come out through our
that.
skin.
And I think our grandparents and even parents didn't do that as much.
You're right. You're
So
probably
I think
right.
it might be that. I don't know that it's that, but yeah, I've given up. It's
crazy.
It's going to be that way.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately, when you get older, you suffer from one of 3 necks. You're either going to have turkey neck, and that's just a ton of excess skin that comes up.
Right.
You are going to have bloated neck, which is big fat neck.
Which I'm getting.
That's and it's really kind of dependent on. I mean, just look at your family because that's what you're.
Yeah.
And the other, which I kind of like. I see these people that have, I'm going to call it skeleton neck, where their neck, they just become bony, and you know,
and all you see are the tendons.
You can see
out.
that, but it's really skinny and just like they got like a tight neck.
Yeah,
but it's like a skeleton kind of thing.
Weird.
Those are your 3 necks you get when you get older.
These are your 3 neck options.
You don't get to pick which one, but you can at your family reunions look around. Look at your grandparents, because that's the neck you're going to get.
I don't know, because I don't have grandparents.
And you know, if you're lucky and you got one grandparent with skeleton neck and one with bloated neck,
maybe you'll have normal neck.
You never know. You don't know what you're going to get.
That's true.
It's
a mystery.
It's a crapshoot. All right. You'll be better at navigating conflicts. True. We covered that kind of. And then I think the last one. Make sure this is the last one. Make sure I should get really quick on that. Yeah, this is the last one. One of the greatest dangers in old age is injury from falling.
Okay, why did that have to come into play?
But there's a way to minimize injury from falling.
Live in a padded cell.
It tells how to do that. But that is something, isn't that weird? Because I know growing up, I always heard about old people falling. You'd hear stories like, oh, Mr. Walker fell today.
Now he has to use a walker.
Yeah, he's not in good shape.
Yeah.
Or like my grandmother, both my grandmother and my grandfather fell.
And broke a hip.
I don't know if they might have. I remember my grandfather falling. My grandfather did use a walker, and he fell, and no one was around to help him, so he had to pull himself along the floor to get. I mean, this is like some man in his 80s pulling himself along the floor. My grandmother fell in the bathtub. You remember that? You know, you hear that about old people falling in the bathtub, and I was like, who falls in the bathtub?
I've fallen in the bathtub.
I can't tell you how many times I almost fall in the bathtub now.
Yeah.
Where does that come from? I never fell in the bathtub when I was 30.
I fell in the bathtub when I was in my 20s.
You could like be.
I was drunk.
You could be in the bathtub with your wife with a bottle of champagne. You're not. You're strong in there.
Sure.
You just stand in there for a second, and you were about to fall when you get in your 50s.
I'm very unsteady in the bathtub.
And just like you're just in there, and all of a sudden you're just washing this, like whoa, whoa, whoa. You just lose your balance, and where did that come from?
I don't know.
I wasn't swinging from anything. I'm just standing here.
I know.
How did I
It's
fall?
not like you were trying to have sex with your wife bent over with a bottle of champagne.
Not that time.
No.
But when you get in your 80s, I imagine, and you take a shower, you get in the bath, you're just falling all the time.
You just fall down.
I know.
You're not as steady as
my
you
dad
used to be.
my mother was just like, oh, he'd just walk in and he'd just start falling. Just like, oh, I'm falling.
I don't get that.
I mean, you need
some sort of balance
big,
inhibitor.
You know those big, like, giant rubber balls people get in and they'll, like, roll down a hill, like big inflatable balls?
Yeah.
They get inside of them. It'd be cool if you just had something like that all the time.
I would rather just walk around in one of those big sumo suits.
That's true.
You know,
if you fall down, you just bounce right back up.
Just bounce.
Or like a hamster wheel, big giant hamster, little hamster ball. You're just walking around. And if you fall, it doesn't hurt.
Why not?
I need that. Or just get really, really fat, and if you fall, it doesn't really hurt.
Oh, it still hurts, because then you got to get up.
Yeah, then you can't get up.
Right.
You need assistance.
Right.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
That's what Lifeline is for.
Yeah. All right. Well, those are some things that make me feel a little better about getting old.
Not really.
Not a whole lot. Better. But I don't know what I'm going to do. I think my wife has some plans, but I don't.
I'm alone, so we'll see what happens.
You're alone on your birthday, or
no? Oh, were you talking about your birthday? I thought you meant just talking about getting old. Your wife has some plans.
No, I mean for my birthday.
Okay.
We're trying to think. I think we might go see some jazz. I'd like to see some live jazz. I haven't seen that since we've been here.
You know, there's going to be a jazz place behind my house very soon.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Are they building it now? Live jazz? Fudge. I'm going to go.
You have to. I'll be there every week.
Well, we're going to go see some this weekend. Maybe. Oh, I told her I'm going to get an Impossible Burger. That's my birthday meal. An Impossible Burger.
Yep.
Going to have that. And then maybe get some ice cream.
Do you get the double or the single?
I'm getting the double.
Do it.
If I can get a triple, I'm doing that. My birthday, man.
You can't.
Heck yeah.
Nah.
It's impossible. No, I'm doing it.
Nice.
Okay, people, thanks for joining us on This Epic Disaster. We would normally be wrapping it up
with a beer review.
With a live beer review, but we didn't do that. But how'd you drink? What did you think of your drink?
Well, it's gone. So,
my scotch and coffee, I got one more swallow. So we did that.
My drink is gone, and I'll tell you, it's actually helped a little bit.
Yeah, I knew it would. It's good for you.
It really has helped a bit. I'm ready to go home and go to bed now.
Whenever you see an interview with the oldest person who's alive, And they're always like, "What's your secret?" They're always like, "Well, I always have a cigar and a bottle of scotch."
Bottle of scotch.
Every time. It's like they're always boozing it up and smoking. And then those are the things they tell you not to do.
Maybe it's just because it's like, relax, man. Makes you mellow.
I think they're just like the only ones left. Everybody else who has a cigar and drink, they're dead. They died years ago. These people just got lucky.
You're probably right.
But I don't know. I'm going to do a little scotch and finish off my scotch and coffee. And people out there, they're wishing you well. I know they do it on their Facebook page.
I
Next week
I promise I'll feel better. We have to record again in another couple days for
next week.
Our next release, which hopefully will happen on time. If not, it's Rick's fault.
You'll be up and ready. But until then, please send us your suggestions for our summer playlist. Just get in touch with us. We have a Facebook page. We have a Twitter page. We have Instagram. And email. We're all around. You can find us on our regular page of this episode.
Nope, not that.
That's a little bit of backward masking.
Yeah.
Thisepicdisaster.com.
That's where you can find us.
That's where you can find our page, and then there's links to everything else from there. But that's where you can also vote for our summer playlist. Please.
Yes, please do that.
Go vote.
And this has been a pretty mellow podcast, and mostly it's because I'm down. I'm sick, but I'll be exciting next time.
We hope.
We hope.
All right, well, we'll be waiting for that. In the meantime, people, thanks for joining us. Thank you for not telling us when we screwed up the podcast, but next time, please do.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Hey, where the hell's the podcast? That'd be nice.
All right, thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.